let's go ahead and jump down through the
Okay.
details.
Yes. Model characteristics. Build as advertised. This scoring applies to both units.
Yeah, we had no variations in scoring.
None at all. None at all. They both flew exactly the same. The only difference is going to be the camera mounts and or the cameras themselves. So, build as advertised. Both units got a 5 out of 5. They come out of the box just like you see them. There's nothing to do.
Nope.
So that always scores high when you don't have to touch them.
No, and it literally was plug it in and fly it and go. Charge up the batteries. Charge up. By FPV, it had three, two things to charge up: the main flight pack and the FPV screen.
Yep.
Likewise, you got two things on the Ethos HD, and that is the camera itself has a separate charge lead that goes to it, USB charge lead. So you need to charge the camera separately because it runs off its own power supply, or own battery, and then also the main flight battery. So.
Finish, we gave them a 4 out of 5. They actually come in with a nice finish to them. The trim schemes are nice. The paint is very well done. What we noticed was the packaging has straps around the booms or the outriggers, whatever you want to call it, and it wore the paint off. So in shipping, you're already taking hanger rash.
They didn't have a pad between the wire loop that held it down in the packaging, so it just ground the paint right off.
Yep. So that kind of.
But they do it's something too. I think people are going to love it or hate it in terms of the look of it. In fact, one of my neighbors saw it and said, "Oh, it looks like a toy because it has that body on it." They're used to that more mechanical look of no body at all and just some sort of cover and maybe
that
something.
little thing that looks like a butter dish.
Butter dish,
a lot of them
butter dish for the homegrown ones, or something real basic. Where this actually does have a body.
Yeah.
So it has some more character. You're either going to like it or you're not going to like it.
Well, it also helps in orientation too.
It does.
You've got
that.
You've got
the
that vertical stabilizer. Yeah, and that
on top of the nav lights, so you don't lose it. You don't in an extended nose too, so you can actually keep a pretty good profile.
Yep. Power, we gave it a 4.5 out of 5. We noticed right away that these things you're not wanting for more power.
Keep in mind this class is geared brushed motors. I say brushed motors. These aren't these are brushed 350 brush motors. They aren't brushless motors. So you have relatively the same physical size or dimension with brushless options, which of course are going to smooth out that power plant that much more. It's going to give you a little better response time, things like that. So we had to look at this as a brushed geared solution. Power-wise, for those 350 motors are more than ample for the power plant. They yank it right through the air, no problem. In fact, you can get very aggressive. The HD footage is much more aggressive.
Yeah.
Just because that's what well, excuse me, actually FPV, because the FPV you'd actually be flying around objects. So we went a little more aggressive on that, but both platforms handled it the same.
Yeah.
They flew very aggressively if you want them to.
Ground handling, 4.5 out of 5. We didn't, when I flew it the first time, I noticed that it's very easy. Once you spool it up, you just get it up in the air. You're not sitting there in that kind of wash out, rocky,
combination of the
go all at once or lose it type attitude.
The combination of the gyro stabilization with the accelerometers do a great job of keeping it from dancing and walking and going nuts on you. And we did the classic test. When you hovered it up, I went up and shoved on the chassis, and it just goes whop and just goes right back to its position. Right, so it does a really good job.
I'll take all that off, and I probably couldn't fly it.
Probably,
but that's for another day.
That's a different.
Durability, 4 out of 5. We didn't really have any situation where we had to test the durability, but
they include spare rotors.
Yeah.
So
and these are going to have to be geared towards people dropping them down pretty hard, bouncing them, 3 or 4 times.
Well, the thing with FPV too is you're going to hit stuff. You're going to I'm going to go through above the fence, over the fence, under the tree, around the table, whatever.
Or you're just going to get disoriented and
you're going to smack it.
Chop the throttle and let it go.
I would, it's not going to be the most durable, but nothing is. I mean, you're talking about multi-rotors aren't durable by nature in terms of.
No.
They're not meant to have. They have a rotating object on all 4 corners, so if you hit something, something's going to break or stop or get spun off or twisted. So.
All right, it takes us to pilot experience. Flight is advertised, 4 out of 5.
Like I said, the flight performance with the onboard stabilization, with the accelerometers built in, was good. It felt stable. It had a great recovery to it. In fact, when you got very aggressive in your flight, you could go high rates, full on the stick. You could be complete full deflection in any axis, and as long as you, kept your throttle on and kept it from losing altitude, it wouldn't get unstable or wash out of high bank turns or anything. So from an FPV war perspective, if you're going to start training yourself on FPV light and try to get down and around obstacles, and you want to have that speed and acceleration and stuff, they fly great.
Sure,
they're very good flying platforms. It's just unfortunately so often we don't look at the platforms on quads or multi-rotors as the flyability of the platform. We look at the stability of it as a camera platform.
Exactly.
Or now when you get into FPV, it's a different story. That's your race car. You want it not to drop a lot of altitude when you go up on banks. You want that performance.
Well, you noticed when you started forcing yourself to fly through in the FPV mode, so to speak. You tried not to look outside of the viewing area, and you found that you could anticipate that drop easier looking through the camera.
You start learning the characteristics a little better. Yep. The first time I took either both the FPV and the HD out, we always do very brief testing before we go and commit to review scoring and stuff just to make sure everything's working. I took it out in front of the house, and it was a pretty breezy day. I wanted to see. It's like people are going to fly these. These are large enough to be able to fly when it's a little breezy out. And I say breezy. It was probably a 2 mile an hour breeze, something like that. It was
enough
a breeze.
to push it around.
It was a breeze. Yeah, I pushed it around. Didn't shove it around real hard, but it held really well. It was very flyable. Now, what you do notice without the altitude hold, especially on the HD, when you're wanting to frame more clean shots and more smooth transitions or movement, less erratic movement. Without that stabilization, without an actual stabilization pod on there for the camera, a gyro for the camera, you're relying on the airframe stability.
Oh, yeah.
So every little twitch of the breeze, is going to kick your shot a little bit of angle and stuff like that. Yep. And it was manageable. You wouldn't want to do high definition shots outside, on a breezy day, and expect to get rock solid video. You're gonna have to do some post effects to it, post processing to do a little bit of video stabilization, which we know always cuts down or chops resolution and stuff. So
well, you just got to keep in mind
it is what it is.
This is for a hobby level. Filming.
Absolutely, it's hobby
level. You're not going to go out and make a living with this particular platform.
You're going to get some cool shots, but you're not going to go out and sell them to Hollywood. It's not going to happen.
You're not going to film for golf courses or real estate agents.
Or you're not going to get GoPro to put their stamp on the front of the video saying, be radical and be a hero, GoPro.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be a hero with these shots. You're going to be pretty cool, though.
Kind of think I'm
and cool's good enough.
Kind of think I'm a little radical sometimes.
Yeah. No, I said radical, not a radical. You are a radical. That's a little different.
There's a lot of things I am with A.
Next.
Flight time, 5 out of 5. We were getting almost 10 minutes with these.
Yep.
And that was all different, especially with the HD.
That's an advantage of a brush geared motor. The geared motor.
Very efficient.
You're able to get a lot of efficiency.
And you were getting pretty wild with this one as far as how much you were into the throttle.
Yeah, and we got the same time out of both of them.
Exactly.
So, which is pretty cool. Your loiter.
Kind of like a diesel engine.
Yeah, your loiter. It's like our trucks. You put a trailer on it and you get the same gas mileage.
Get the same gas mileage.
Either way.
Yep.
You did. We get the same flight times, and one was being flown very aggressively. The other was doing a lot of loitering. So, yeah, that's a good.
You won't be disappointed. You won't be bringing it down, changing.
Pick up a second battery.
Well, sure.
You know, 2100 milliamp 2S. It's not that expensive. The replacement ones from Aries, the extra batteries. Grab a couple of those, 3 of those, charge them up, and you'll have 30 minutes worth of flight time. At the park, which is great. That's good flight time.
All right, field size. We've got it as a park. Fly responsibly.
It's outdoors. It's a yard. It's whatever. But
or if you have a very large indoor area you're flying in, then use it there. But
most
you gotta
important
give yourself
thing
a little
is just
room.
be responsible.
Well,
don't film things you're not supposed to film.
The R word.
Don't take it to places you're not supposed to take it to.
Yeah.
If you're around people, make sure you have their explicit permission. If it's if it's private property, if it's public space, then you can get into the legalities and argue all of that up and down. Ultimately, don't get yourself on the news, and don't get a viral video out there that violates all the rules and regulations. And
unfortunately,
makes it that much harder for the
many
industry.
guys out there, it sounds like we're doing a Peanuts film where the teacher's going. Portability, we gave it a 4 out of 5. Normally, if our rule is if any box has a handle, it's a 5 out of 5. But this particular box comes with a clear liner inside for everything to fit into, but it lacks the top protective piece.
Holds it in place, so when you stand it up on an end and the handle, it goes flop up against the lid of the box.
Exactly, yeah. So that kind of
scarfs it up a little bit.
Well, you might have to put some
a sticker on there.
Yeah, or a clown head or something for you. All right, let's go. That leads us to skill level. We've got this at intermediate. These aren't a beginner quadcopter or multi-rotor, I guess you could say, but with me having little to no experience in any kind of rotary flight at all, I found these things extremely stable, to take off and land
Yeah,
and
you
just fly
actually
around.
flew this.
Well,
You
I did. I
flew it.
flew. I didn't
Yeah.
just get it up and say, "Oh, wow, I'm holding it." You know, look, I didn't
you
crash.
brought it around very controlled.
No, it was
nobody
very
would have
controlled.
guessed that you were not, you didn't have some experience or some comfort level.
Exactly, and it makes it very easy to get into that and enjoy it, because for me, I don't do it enough to make it enjoyable. So when I do fly something, it's not fun for me because I don't practice.
Yeah, you're like fighting.
Yeah,
it and
it's just not my
stuff.
thing.
You didn't seem like you fought this at all. Did you?
I didn't fight it at all. I actually enjoyed flying it around. It was very easy to fly around. It didn't get
in
out
fact,
of
you
control.
asked which one I'm leaving behind.
Exactly. I would like to play.
That's the first time you've
I
ever
would like
ever
to play
asked.
more. I know.
It's the first time you've ever asked.
Yeah, normally
which
you
quad.
force something on me. You say, "Here, just play with it,"
Yeah,
and then I never do.
Take a try it.
Yeah.
You don't.
But this one, I'd like
You
to
actually
play around
asked
with one
for
of
a
these.
quad.
Yeah.
This is monumental. This is like a.
This is
This
amazing.
is like a coming of age.
Yeah, don't get too
Is
excited.
some sort of party or hats you got to wear, or
I'm going to call you in about 4
some
hours after you
rituals
leave.
got to perform.
I broke it.
I need your four rotor blades. I
Yeah.
already replaced
I
mine
already
and broke
replaced
those.
mine and broke them.
If you'd like to see more on the Ethos FPV or the Ethos HD, you can go to our website at tobefly.com. For mobile users, you can go to rcflightsource.com, download our mobile app, and take our content with you on the go. As a small plug, we will be releasing very shortly our Android version. It's in final testing right now for RC Flight Source. So all of you Android users that have been wanting RC Flight Source for news, reviews, workshops, and all the tools, there's 23 or 24 calculators that'll do all the battery run times and everything else. Flying field locator, all that stuff is built into RC Flight Source. If you haven't had a chance to play with it, it's been on iOS for a couple of years. It's now coming out on Android, so the whole family will come together. And for once, dogs can get along with cats, iOS can get along with Android, and we're going to be the tie that binds, Rob.
I don't even know how to answer to that.
World peace, a seat at the UN next. All it takes is.
I'm so choked up I can't even say goodbye.
Well, let's do it anyway.
All
I'm
right.
Kurt with Two Brothers Hobby.
And I'm Rob. Thanks for watching.